Daddy's back, you bitches! Daddy's back, you bitches!
Dave, come on.
Nero!
Come on.
Nico, what are you doing?
Dave is not coming.
Ah, ignore him. Come on, we gotta get this thing ready before we talk. Let's go. Here, pass me that. Oh, yeah! There she is. Liberty City.
Yeah.
You ever been?
No.
Crazy place, Nico.
What you going to do?
I might come back on board, or I might try to make a go of it. Like they say, it is the land of opportunity. I always wanted to make it big. Own a nice place, get a dog, a house. Live the dream.
Like my cousin.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, he's got the love. House, women, cars, parties. He writes me in these wild emails, and after I got into trouble, I thought maybe, Then I got this gig, and I spent the next 7 months with you fine people, and I forget. After the war finished, I couldn't get a job. Nobody could. So I did some dumb things, got involved with some idiots.
Ah, we all do dumb things. That's what makes us human.
Could be.
Entschuldigung. Der amerikanische Traum.
Nico! My cousin! I can't believe it! You're here! Welcome to America!
Bravo, Baratsaru! What? Good to see you, man. What? You forget our language?
Kapusi? Maybe a little. I've been here 10 years. You can speak English. Remember, we learned off the English girls with the
A little. Not so
He'll be fine. Better than my Serbian. Ah! So good to see you, cousin. I can't believe you made it. Shit, I have to tell you. I had quite a night last night. 2 women. The land of opportunity. Ah! I've made it.
Oh!
Shit, man, I'm still a touch drunk.
Touch!
My cousin is here!
Whoa,
We got to rule the
come on, relax.
Whatever, buddy. Just take over the world someplace else,
Yeah,
all right?
buddy.
You're in the goddamn
Screw
way.
you! Screw you all! My cousin is here! Nico Bellic! He's distracting man, bitches!
Roman, come on, let's go. To the mansion, huh?
Yes, the mansion! Maybe you should drive.
Oh, maybe I should.
Okay.
Okay. Hey, is this a cab? Where's the sports car?
He's in the shop. Come on! Drive us to that place on Mohawk. He's just up the road. I'll let you know when we're there.
Мальчик свин, никак не ожидала я, что опять влетаю попадала я. Теперь с тобой не прощаюсь.
Why don't you show me around the city?
Fucking terrorists!
What?
Terrorists! There's been a big scare and you can't go across the bridges so good. You without a visa, I would stay in broker. Fuck it, stay in Hove Beach. Everyone like us does. Nico, you ever had two women at once? Four big titties to be playing with? Myślę sam da ci umreti I otići o raj, čoveče!
Не мога да кажа, да имам.
Cousin, it's been too long. You should have come out earlier. Think of all the girls you've been missing out on.
Our country has women too.
Yes, but only locals. Here we have whites, black, the Puerto Ricans and the Asians, Europeans on vacation, scared Canadians, bored housewives from the Midwest. Every possible choice. The city is like a big udder milk and ice cream shop. 36 flavors of titty. Half Beach is a little corner of Eastern Europe.
Како шамантно. Off beach, next to the docks. Immigrants here do not make it very far from the boats they come in on.
No, everyone seems happy where they are. That is my camp depot, cousin. It is where I make all the money. It reminds them of the Black Sea or something. People leave home to hang around the people they ran away from. Vovolutku. It's just temporary for us, though. Our sights are set for the top. Mentions in Bircham. Fantasy now conquered. A model on each arm. Me and my cousin Nico, rulers of the world.
The loss and mourning continues after last year's Liberty City Air Show went hideously awry. We'll loop the same footage over and over next.
And Weasel Chopper 4.
Ethnics are at it
You
again.
drive
If
like
someone's
a
in trouble
bitch.
or on fire, the Weasel News Chopper is there on top of the action.
Are you riding the train with a terrorist?
What do celebrity vaginas look like? Weasel News is on the scene.
We call it news. Your
This is the mansion?
Just a temporary place. The mansion is coming, cousin. That's the dream. Follow me. Come in, come in! Make yourself at home. What's mine is yours. Ugh, got him! Little bastard. If he paid some rent, I wouldn't care. Oh, shit. Oh, that's not nice. Ah, cousin, it's so good to see you. Oh, shit. Oh, I need to change anyway.
So, you full of crap or what?
What?
Where's luxury condo? Where's sports car? Where's Barbara with big titties and Stephanie who sucks like a vacuum?
What are you talking about?
In your letters to my mother, in your letters to me, all I hear about is Mr. Big, Mr. Roman, living the American dream. Sports cars, condos, women, money, the beach, opportunity. I come here, and the only thing big about your life is the cockroaches.
That's right. I got the best cockroaches. I got the best nuts.
Screw you, you idiot!
Okay, I'm an idiot, but you must admit, I have the best line in bullshit you ever heard.
Yeah, this I know, asshole.
But here, all I needed was one good guy. One good guy I could do well. Not take over the world, but do okay. Now maybe I have this. But what about you? What about you, cousin?
What? What about me?
Well, why you leave home after all this time? First I hear you running with the wrong kind. Then I hear you join the merchant navy. Now you're here. You never tell me anything.
No.
What do you mean, no?
No, I never tell you anything. Another time.
Ooh, mystery man, strange and exotic sailor. What happened? Did your captain make you pregnant?
Screw you! No, it's nothing like that. The ships were fine. It was before that. Two things. You remember, during the war, we did some bad things. And bad things happened to us. War is where the young and stupid are tricked by the old and bitter into killing each other. I was very young and very angry. Maybe that is no excuse. Roman? Roman! Are you sleeping, you fat
No,
fuck?
no way.
Come on!
What's the time? Shit, I've got to get the cab back. It's on the shift.
Ah!
Oh, Jesus! Tastes
Wrong.
like a rat shot in it. Nico,
Jeez.
I've got to run. Come meet me at the cab office. It's
you
easy.
talking
Out the door,
about?
turn left, and the first left at the diner, go down
I'm
one
no-
block and turn right on Iroquois. Then walk all the way down, and we're right there on the left on the corner of Cisco
about,
Street.
man?
It's really flash. We got lots of TDs and some incredible molders. Nico, give me a hug. Good to have you here, cousin. I've got something for you. Oh, damn. Damn. Yes, Vlad. Sorry. Forgive me, okay? No, please don't cut my cock off. Okay, Vlad. Yes. Okay.
radio's pum of the 80s. Now she's on a serious bender, reduced to shooting skin flicks for crack. And you'll see contestants try to keep up as they freebase, get into high-speed chases, and surf internet porn with 80s professional wrestler, The Grinder. 5 contestants, 1 fading dream, a ton of alcohol and drug abuse. Enjoy watching once smug celebrities who have hit rock bottom stay there. Waning with the Stars, a new season coming soon on Weasel.
The show for men.
A show that puts avarice firmly on the national agenda as we zealously and emphatically discuss things rich people have. You'll never afford, and anyone with good taste would never want.
In this week's show, we've got tray-rich people who inherited truckloads of money and spend it ostentatiously.
We've got flashy criminals who bribed congressmen to be allowed to live as they want and get plump business contracts.
And we'll get down and dirty with fab politicians who siphoned off 50% of the gross domestic product of poor countries to buy speedboats, servants, snakeskin sofas, and incredible surround sound sanitariums.
Plus, we've got Liberty City's most vacuous debutante cokeheads going head-to-head and giving it in a race to see who can visit the most STD clinics and rehabs.
It's glamour, guts, and really gross greed. From diamond-encrusted glory holes to the proper pronunciation of Ibiza, or Ibiza. We've got a full half hour of gawking at the possessions of rich people and thinking, that should so be me! Why am I a vapid waste of a human being? Maybe I'll blow my brains out during commercials. All because you're not on I'm Rich.
First up, Chloe Parker. If you don't know who she is, you're a pop culture retard, and that's deadly serious.
Adios air. Say your goodbyes. Lax to the max. Get flowing again. Alpha male. The postal evolution. The Alco Patch. It's the same refreshing feeling of your favorite drink, but delivered transdermally and discreetly. Fanny Crabs Bar and Grill. You'll love the taste of our Fanny Crabs. Support for the sponsor listing portion of the show brought to you by 24/7 convenience stores. Where else you gonna buy a 6-pack condoms and cigarettes when you're high at 3 in the morning? Burger Shot. Kill your hunger. It's bleedin' tasty. Noci, because Italians are known for
I'll be coming back to this set. Someone else is gonna get your knives, and you might meet them in an alley someday. Stick you in the gut, your innards all over the street. Scream out my name. Damn, you was there. You was right. I should have bought that set, and it will echo.
God's green earth is he saying?
I don't know. Sound like some Tai Chi Chuan Fandango transvestite bullshit.
I don't know. I was thinking the exact same thing. See, I recognize some of the words, but the sentiments seem simplistic and, well, foreign, if you will.
I don't understand what anybody's saying. I just want to shoot.
Enemies out there, boys! The enemy's out there!
No! The enemy's inside.
Listen, guys! Welcome! We've arranged a welcome party with a tequila slide. Good times! We'll get started with massages from attractive she-aliens. Then, after hand release, we'll
You better stop trying to...
Top of each other, like kittens in a bag, all wanting to kill each other or suck from society's teat. It is a city with so much history. It is the history of the modern world, particularly for people who can't use a map, and like sweeping generalizations, a history of decadence, a history of corruption, a history of liberty. On September 4th, 1609, Horatio Humboldt, an English explorer hired by the Dutch to find a new place to sell weed, steered his trusty ship into the mouth of a great river, the Humboldt. which he wrote in his log. It is a strange and fortuitous coincidence that lush future site of commerce coincidentally shares the same name as me, for the locals call it the Humboldt. Honestly.
That being said, looking through contemporary journals, even then the Humboldt River was a polluted mess. The Chickasaw Indians would shit and piss right in the river. It wasn't safe to swim in. With that knowledge, it makes it much easier to ignore the awful genocide and epic larceny our forefathers committed and talk about big ideas in grandiose terms and hope we get book deals.
Horatio Humboldt had stumbled into the natural harbor that would become the greatest sociological experiment the world had ever seen, to determine if all the people in the world could live together in a single place.
The answer is, of course, no. Liberty City was founded by the Dutch, and all the Dutch cared about was appearing to be purveyors of liberal values. But all they really cared about was pimping women and getting high. They were, in effect, well, I guess the first rappers. They wanted to find a place where they could party and kill people. Knowing this, it does make the act of highway robbery that our forefathers committed with regards to the Dutch a lot easier to forget, and we simply mask it in patriotic foundation myths.
Unlike other cities in the New World, founded to facilitate new forms of religious persecution by lunatics who'd been run out of Europe by liberals, Liberty City was founded not to promote religious intolerance, but instead the other central tenet of Western European society, getting rich off of other people's work.
You have to understand that when the Europeans arrived, the people that met them were savages. Can you imagine landing in a foreign land and being surrounded by men in loincloths? It's sort of hard to concentrate on fending off bubonic plague or sleeping with your pretty little 14-year-old wife when there are savages with no clothes running around. Luckily, we had a few tricks up our sleeve for dealing with them.
When Liberty City was founded at the beginning of the modern age, it quickly expanded its ego and learned to hate everyone else. Cities that were 3,000 years old couldn't hold a candle to the undisputed, self-appointed capital of the world.
Oh, the maps were really, really shitty back then. I mean, I don't know if it was the drink or the scurvy or the raging syphilis passed about by the town bike, but look at this map! It's like a Spaniard with polio painted it. It's one of the reasons people took so long to get anywhere. I mean, the shitty maps.
The other reason was the savages.
Advertisements were sent back to Europe, promising settlers a new life in a new city that had 24-hour convenience stores, roller coasters, and the entertainment of a nightly hanging at the gallows. All the things civilization had brought to bear on this land. All of Europe wanted to come see what freedom was really like. When they arrived, they were aghast at America's new pastime, watching animals fuck and betting on it.
Yes, well, this truly was the city of the future.
Word spread, so did the settlement. They chose the slender island in the bay, which they called Algonquin, after the old Indian word Algon-ku-win, thought by some to mean place for condo skyscraper, and by others as island to catch an STD. In 1625, right after the colony was founded, the first ship of slaves arrived to give the hard-working, morally upstanding, non-hypocritical Americans newly free from the tyranny of Europe time to focus on important things in life, like yelling at their women for buying too much shit in the strip mall.
The new economy was a boom. It was very different from failed Jamestown, where a bunch of incest-loving cannibals consumed each other in an orgiastic fury of self-important nonsense, although the exact nature of the differences escapes me just at the moment. But regardless, Liberty City gave the white settlers plenty of time to focus on the important things, like, getting laid.
The slave craze was huge. It was like waiting for a new iFruit phone to come out. People would line up at the docks and wait in line for days to own their very own person, and then put them online for a higher price. Some dissenters wondered about the moral consequences of a nation founded on genocide, slavery, and theft, but they were quickly imprisoned as being unpatriotic by proto-chicken hawks. Of course, we have very different values now.
That year, all the local indigenous tribes were brought together and paid for what would be the greatest real estate deal in the history of the world. 14,000 acres of prime downtown real estate for some spare change, a porno magazine, and front row tickets for a game of cricket.
Cricket is the most boring game ever. What do the British know about sports? They're all gay.
The Dutch had a land of plenty. They traded beaver skins, a 17th century version of wife swapping, and partied late into the night. But founding a country on getting shit-faced and working slaves was trouble from the start. It hadn't worked for the Greeks, and it wouldn't work for the Dutch. 4,000 miles from home and no internet connection to read up on soccer scores, the populace became disenchanted. The colony's deep-seated racism and love of 24-hour shopping would begin to prove to be its undoing.
What happens when you take a whole chicken, pack it full of mashed potatoes, top it full of gravy, insert some corn, then deep fry it? You've got yourself a meal. The all-new stuffed pollo toto frito, now at Cluck and Bell. The meal in one just got massive. Cluck and Bell.
Liberty City! You don't need money to drive away at Sully's! How about the Farachi? Here's a fine racing machine for you. There's been a lot of special moments in this beauty. So special, there was an Amber Alert issued. They never found her, but it's yours for $7,999. Enjoy the power of the open road today. Oh boy, Sully's got a nice one for you here. The Emperor. Fast as hell. And the airbags have been successfully tested by the previous 3 owners. None of them are in the state to drive anymore, so the car is yours now for the low price of $12,999. Sully's has trucks too. The EXT. Nothing makes you feel manly like driving a truck covered in another man's blood. It's got dark upholstery that doesn't show stains. It's a forensics dream. We call it the Science of Crime Special. Only $10,499. Head down to Sully's Automart right now. These and other bargains are going fast. Remember, Sully says it's pre-owned. It's not used.
Liberty City, a town on the edge. A town at the daybreak of dawn, a city at the gate of the universe, a city at the limit of metaphor, deep into the point where hyperbole becomes gibberish. The gateway to the new world was also a terrifying den of iniquity, and the campaign to clean up Liberty City and shut down the comatoriums began almost as soon as the city was founded.
What most people don't know, but what I discovered through extensive reenactments, purely for research of course, was that in the comatoriums they used pig fat as lubrication, which in many ways is far superior to modern-day petroleum jelly. Another thing worth bearing in mind is that in the spring of 1647, the East India Trading Company hired a cross-dressing director general for New Rotterdam named Gloria Hole. He had lost his right leg in an unfortunate industrial accident while preaching the good word to some savages by, blowing them up with a cannon, which backfired. Puritanical and self-righteous, he had orders to return civility and productivity to the colony.
Within weeks, he had banned drinking, smoking, fornicating with Indians, Texas Hold'em, missing church, anal beads, laughter, and imposed strict fines for male camel toe and whistling in public. It wasn't well received. The city was burned to the ground.
Within a few years, New Rotterdam had become so diverse that the Dutch had become a minority in their own colony. Then, just like today, nobody paid attention to the Dutch and only passed through to get stoned or screw a hooker while pretending that they were going there to look at the depressing paintings and smelly stagnant waterways and wooden shoes. Diversity was troubling. And with diversity comes chaos, as we know to our peril today. Nietzsche said that, and he was so clever he ended up in a lunatic asylum.
Then, leaders began to fear the worst.
They were totally petrified of the Jews showing up.
Taxes were reduced so everyone could afford their own firearm, and a pattern for the country was now set in stone. Ignorant, scared xenophobes armed to the teeth trying to protect their borders.
It's always been a great nation. What? I'm not racist.
On August 27th, 1664, heavily armed British warships entered the harbor. The colonists signed a petition requesting to be ruled by the British, so they wouldn't have to brush their teeth any longer and could be certain they were better than everyone else. The English quickly renamed New Rotterdam Liberty City, after a generous donation by the Bank of Liberty for sponsorship rights.
Every single place the British population went, the invisible hand of God prepared a space for them by, well, you know, conveniently destroying and eradicating the native population.
Soon the colony expanded, and areas were named after heavily inbred members of their Germanic royal family. Broker was named after Sir William Broker III, the king's bastard son, who was conceived by a milkmaid. The region to its north was called Dukes after the word dookie, as the people in the area smelled like shit. The peninsula to the north of that was named Bohan, after Bohan, a Dutch word meaning Dutch word. And the area across the river was dubbed Alderney, after Philip de Alderney, who was the only person who could tolerate living in an oily, mosquito-filled swamp full of industrial wastelands and soccer moms. But things wouldn't be quiet for long.
Pretty soon, the residents of Liberty City began to fight with the British over taxes.
Americans felt, and well, rightly so, that they shouldn't have to pay any taxes. Let the markets sort it out. Poor people will die, rich people will win. Welcome to progress.
And so began the American Revolution, a bloody battle by men and women who wanted to leave the tyranny of England's tax structure that paid for burdensome health care and unnecessary public education.
This was a war agitated by a number of musket companies who knew they would win whatever the outcome.
And of course you can still see that rich tradition today. Americans don't want health care or education. No, we want guns and fireworks shows and wars so politicians can invest in armament companies and clean up. And of course we want drugs.
Oh, yes, lots of those. Strong ones you take with young co-eds when discussing their thesis and then begin to rub their thighs while they say, "Didn't I hear you on that documentary?" And you whisper to them until they pass out. But I digress.
The American Revolution was bloody. Soon the French joined in the war to help the struggling American insurgency.
No, they did not.
Yes, they did. They joined in by sending a big statue, which won us the war when the British all died laughing at a giant Martian transvestite eating an ice cream cone.
Whatever. We saved their asses in WW2. Get me some freedom fries.
The Revolutionary War quickly ended. Residents pulled down the statue of King George and melted it into gold chains, gold teeth, and golden toilet seats. The Union Jack was taken down in Liberty City, replaced with the Stars and Stripes, and the newly liberated Americans celebrated. Soon this entrepreneurial spirit took hold, and Liberty City was unstoppable.
Yes, although they were free, the people lived in squalor. You could buy a young boy on the streets for, a few pence. It was a great time to be in the top 5% of the population.
It was a great time to be white. Yes, but soon meddlers like Alexander Hamilton and Thomas Jefferson came in to change the successful agrarian-based slave economy to one of excessive service fees for concert tickets and huge turnpike tolls.
With slavery soon outlawed in Liberty City and the other northern colonies, righteous women were forced to spend time under the train tracks, servicing men for 3 pence.
You could get your knob slobbed for less than the price of a donut. It was a nation on the up. The politicians were having a field day. You couldn't get them to vote because they were all out having their knobs slobbed.
To keep the country moving forward, the capital of the nation was moved from Liberty City to a malaria swamp on the banks of the Potomac, miles to the south. Thankfully, the politicians moved out of Liberty City, and the stage was set for organized crime and mobs to really make a difference.
The city soon became, well, a microcosm of all the contrasting elements of modern life. Palaces, self-extravagance, squalor, tenements, trannies, men, women, and children crowded together like a nest of cockroaches. Just like the Liberty City of today, only with less rich hedge fund dorks trying to be homeboys.
With tensions rising and civil war on the horizon, Federico Fitzpatrick planned to head off and teach the South a lesson. But before doing so, continued his great project to bring calm and civilization to all. A central repository for the most hopeless specimens of degraded humanity to get high in. A park in the middle of Liberty City that would become the great democratic meeting ground where, no matter how rich or how poor, you could get dragged into the bushes and raped. Yet beyond its tranquil borders, tension was breaking out. A lot of people were tired of living in black and white. They wanted color, and there were riots.
There were kids sleeping in the streets, begging, willing to do anything for a nickel. And there were no taboos or TV shows to catch you doing what is natural between a man and a boy.
The nation was sliding inexorably into civil war, which we'll leave until next time. Unless you have the foresight to pre-order the box set of DVDs. Join us next time for A History of Liberty Part 2, The Civil War and Beyond.
CNT Wednesday nights this fall. Don't miss the return of Funeral Factor, American Asshole, and a whole new shitty singer competition. This is CNT.
My name is Brian O'Toole. As a kid, I always wanted to make a difference in
the show for men by men.
Disgust people have. You.
We're going to take some calls, advising women how to deal with their men, but that's...
of meat for juicy explosion.
I got to go back to the gym. It really sucks.
Да.
Smoke this. There is no rush.
Кредитная карточка! Только на черный день! Hello! Ну теперь тебе что, всех цветов радуги, что ли? Я говорю, нет! Нет! Ну что за ерунду ты несешь?
Как бы вставил ей. Stay on the leash, you damned poodle. The poodle has escaped the doghouse. You're not supposed to be here. Get out of our territory! You, go away! Stray dog, meet the dog catcher! Usually I fuck! What type of dog are you? Fighting!
You still tough?
You know, running's only gonna make it worse.
Subject last seen on foot.
You want another charge?
Hey, catch!
I don't want to hurt you.
Hold it right there, buddy!
Discreeten.
Attention all units. Suspect pacified.
Здорово!
Second-hand smoke is a pussy American invention.
Welcome. Hi. It's my real pleasure to serve you.
Russian sausage
I
tastes
dropped this in the
best.
kitchen. Thanks for helping us make food fast.
I'm getting very bored with your shit. Yes. You already know what's
Oi, please, excuse me.
Oh, great deeds, baby.
Я человек терпеливый, конечно, но не до такой же степени.
Boy, my American girlfriend smoke like chimneys.
Shut the fuck up.
Это я. Forgive me.
Liberty City. What a place, huh?
If I smoked any more, I wouldn't have time to eat.
Господь свидетель.
With much taste.
respect!
Move!
Hello! I don't know why I
Stay
smoke
on the
this.
leash, you
There is
damn
no rush.
poodle.